Hello friends, it's Jay here from Journey with a White Feather, and of course today we're talking about life theories. Of course, the other project I'm with, Sarah, Diana, Cortez and myself, get together, have a chat about life and what's happening in the world. Today, Diana and myself, and we're joined by the great Cortez Medford, of course, and we have a bit of a chat about life and what's happening in the world today and how it's affecting us. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. If you'd like to follow us, of course, you've got our information at the end of these videos, the previews here, and the next one will be the full video. So, you've got Spiritual Needs TV, and you've got Small Sarah Big Soul, Trailblazers of the Universe, and of course, White Warrior Health, WW Health, Journey with a White Feather, my audio book that I'm very, very proud of. I think about 43 episodes, or 43 chapters in. We're looking forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. As I said, any comments, please leave them down below, and enjoy this episode of Life Theories. Namaste.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, and just with anything, it's repetition, right? It took years of repeating in your head, the programming, right? Why we got programmed that way with repetition, right? Over years, and we started believing it, and especially when you're young, you're a kid, you absorb everything like a sponge, right? So anything your parents did, anything in school, wherever, those are your base, like, programming. Like, I can even think back, I did some inner child thing. Sarah did the meditation, whatever. We did it purging, right, when she did her live or chill pill Wednesday. And it was we did some work with the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, and I had a memory. This is some inner child stuff. I had some memories come up when I was a kid of like rejection of like weird shit, or like a girl I was friends with, like I was dating a guy in the 7th grade or something, but it was like he hooked up with my best friend or something. It's something so stupid, right? But the memory came back, and I was like, are you telling me this memory from back then is like affecting now? There's something reason why it came up. And, and then I had a few other things, like when I was in elementary school, something where I was embarrassed. I was like, dude, what? Like, but that stuff caused an emotional reaction, right? It's messing up with your nervous system, right?
Yep,
and,
exactly.
And when you don't resolve it, and at a kid, you don't know how to process all that. And even if you talk to your parents, they don't really know, or you don't even tell them everything, So it's like you're a kid, you don't have coping skills. So man, everything affects everything. I was like, isn't that weird that memory came up? But I saw patterns repeating of feeling unworthy, right? Or feeling like, oh, this person's always picked someone else over me. It's that kind of stuff. And like that kind of went into my adulthood. I'm like, wow. I was like, I just said, I have awareness. I was like, okay, this came up for a reason, but that was the past. That's not true now, and I'm just moving forward. And
I get that all the time.
It doesn't have to be my reality anymore. It doesn't. I don't have to feel that way. But when you're playing into it, when it's triggering your nervous system, right? Like you're focusing on any situation, you're making it into I'm unworthy. Like it could be the person's acting a certain way for whatever reason. It's nothing to do with you, but because that's in your your nervous system, right? Because it's in your subconscious. You're thinking, and then you say, oh, see, that's proof that I'm not worthy. This person doesn't want to talk to me or doesn't want to be. You see what I'm saying? How we manipulated around our beliefs, right?
The thing is, people's happiness changes depending on their life and circumstances. So that's right. To define happiness is quite hard depending on what happiness means to that specific person. Do you know what I mean? So, and that goes to riches as well. So riches to me is having a loving family around me that I cherish, and we're all just happy inside. We don't need much to sort of survive, but we like nice things, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So as long as I've got my support unit at home, good health, a few good friends, because I don't need many friends, I just need a few good, like-minded, genuine people around me that are there for you and their self. Do you know what I mean? You don't really need much in life. I think we've all been programmed and conditioned to look for everything out here and I'm really grasping the just the fact that you already have everything you need and obtain. Do you know what I mean? Inside here, and I'm not talking about materialism. I'm talking about the happiness you are searching for and seeking for already exists within you, and that is so true. But we look past that saying because we believe if we obtain this and we obtain that, we're gonna feel. And why do we want these things? The feeling that it brings with it. It's not the actual object that
it's a drug,
mate.
It's like a bloody drug. Let's be honest with you. That's where we're trying to get some happiness because we don't have happiness within inside ourselves. And this is where being aware and doing all the work that we're doing, that if something does come up that we really love, say we see, we'll use materialism for a minute, but say you got something that's, you know, $300 and at the time, even 6 months ago, you go, I wish I could have had that. I want it now. But it doesn't resonate when you can't resonate with it because it's going to throw you out of balance. But now you do all the work and you can have that without the stress. So that means you've done your work and you've got to a point where you can take that $300 thing and say, this is part of my life, this is great.
I mean, and I think that's just part of this Mercury retrograde, just the new moon that went, the full moon that's coming. It's just mad energies at the moment, guys. We're all just clinging on for dear life, but I needed it. And even coming back and talking to you lot is like reignited that fire inside of me.
We were just saying, I went from writing my hero story to gratefulness to now I write I will every day.
Yes.
There's a page every day, I will, and that's honouring myself. Simple
that's
stuff
right.
Like make a choice and stay away from negativity. I remember I do have a choice. I remember I am free. Even though, that's what I was just about to say about freedom. We've all got freedom. That's the ultimate. Think about it, the basic stuff. Freedom, choice, peace of mind. There's three things that we could have that if we have that, we can enjoy our little material things that we got. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that, but when it becomes, as you said, becomes part of you're stuffed. What do you think, Diana?
Yeah, I know all about externalizing your happiness, and that's how addictions form with me, right? Because I just but we're so programmed, man, into like everything is, and just from the media, everything, social media, like, you know, just everything is like happiness is in the next relationship, in the next, even your own place, right? Material thing, car, whatever. Or even subscribers, you know, on YouTube. Sometimes you get, you know, there's some people who said like they wanted to get, you know, Aaron Doughty, for instance. I remember he was talking about when he was trying to get 100,000. He wanted 100,000 so much, right? Subscribers, right? And when he finally got there, it's like it wasn't even as great. It's just a number, right? You're going there, okay, you have 100, great, you feel good, and then it's like. And then you're chasing the next thing, right? So, but it's the same thing with
always chasing your blood.
But even like relationships, right? Sometimes you want that. We like want that chase, man. We want that. It kind of like stimulates you, and you like that instant gratification, right? And then even relationships. Okay, you get there, you're like, great, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. Then you're like, wait, maybe it's not.
Now what?
Not everybody, but sometimes it's not as good as you romanticize the shit out of this, and you're comparing it to other people's like Instagram relationships and all that stuff. And then when you get with the person, you're like, we're just sitting around. I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying I don't like the person, but how many times has that happened? Like where we romanticize. And even having a certain amount of money, right? Or even a job, right? I remember when I didn't have a job for a while, I was like, oh man, I'll be happy once I get a job. And then when I was like, God, I'm like, it's a fucking job, man. It's cool. I did it. but like we do this, man. We like to chase this stuff, dude. And but the happiness isn't out there. The feeling is inside here. But we're saying we're allowing it to trigger the chemicals that make you happy, right? The serotonin, whatever, dopamine, whatever we're chasing.
You know what?
When we get this,
when you say to someone, happiness ain't out there, it's inside here. Rephrase that, because it's that's such a mundane saying now that just goes over people's heads. No one really resonates with that because they don't really understand what you're trying to tell them.
Opposite, but your feelings are inside. Your feelings aren't out there. Your feelings are literally inside. But you've made that. Hey, this is a trigger for me to feel. I can't feel this way. My natural self. So but it only has to be when I get this. Then, there's a serotonin,
Yeah.
there's a dopamine, there's oxytocin, but you can actually do that now. You know what I mean? And,
Exactly.
yeah.
I would even go to say, as far as happiness is a mindset.
Or like
As-
joy. I would say joy, because I think joy is more like an interstate that's more like sustainable. Like find things
Right.
that bring you
Yeah.
joy, like a sustained. Not like happiness is just like, okay, I
I'm
got
happy.
this guy. I just got a paycheck. I'm happy, and then it goes away. It's not
it's like
sustainable. You're not
it's
happy
like
all
a
the time.
build-up.
Yeah.
It's a build-up and an accumulation of a variety of things
Yeah.
that are balanced within your life,
Yeah.
so you are able to feel at peace and
Yeah.
homeostasis and at home with yourself. That's
Really?
where happiness drives from. It's not having the egoic mind in your head 24/7 telling you what to do. It's not having all those. And don't get me wrong, you could be in a shit situation and still find peace and happiness within it.
Yeah, there's got to be there's a certain
This
know,
is the end game.
balance, isn't it?
I'm telling you now, if you do not lighten the load of your heart, if you do not forgive yourself, first of all, because that's what I've been doing recently, is just forgiving myself from everything I've done. Even when I do fuck up, I'm being able to forgive myself a lot quicker because I'm human. We're all human. We all fuck up. We're all here to learn from our experiences, and that's the key word in that, learn. When you do something over and over again that you're not learning, that's called ignorant. But just to lighten the load of your heart, and that's what I think we all need to do right about now. And I know that's hard because
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
you might have a lot of people, certain people that are not in the same mindset as you, so to speak, which then they might come across passive aggressive. They might come across like they're just being ignorant and they don't want to know where, in hindsight, they're not in a position or the place to actually be able to reach what you're telling them, or they might not even meant to make it, because not everyone's meant to make. Not everyone.
People go through their own journeys. You know what I mean? Like we've all done it. We can see it, but at the same time, do you want to? You know, if there's no need to take on people's shit as well. You know, you got to sort of help them, but let them do their own thing. But you don't want them to affect your vibes. That's why I wrote down, will not let anyone affect my vibe. So yeah, I'm gonna have to run off, go to work today. But it's been a pleasure. You guys keep going.
I'm gonna shoot off anyway. I've got to go and take my son home.
Yeah, it's cool. I think we got a good session, and I'll edit it down. Yeah, we can do it. And I'm really glad you hopped on, Cortez, and thank you for getting up, Jay, at 5 a.m.
Honestly, don't worry. Honestly, I'm so good to see you, lot, man.
Yeah, no, it's
Hey,
cool.
Cortez, you do the finish for us,
yeah.
mate. Take us out. Take us out, mate.
Take us out. What did we begin with? What did you lot start with?
How would we just say, well, goodbye to life theory?